with Gina.
The News with Gina Grad, brought to you by Bet Online.
So you mentioned the Emmys, Adam, and something that we hadn't talked about were the Emmys hazmat suits. Because according to TMZ, presenters will be wearing complete hazmat suits to hand out awards as safely as possible, but not just any hazmat suit, a fancy tuxedo hazmat suit.
Really?
Yeah, with the social distancing and all, producers say there will be some in-person interaction, which creates the need for the Emmy-branded hazmat suit. And this is created and designed by someone named Katja Cahill, famous costume designer who usually dresses Academy Awards presenters, now does the waving inflatable guy at the used car dealership.
You know, first off, what the fuck is going on in this world? I just got off a fucking crowded Southwest flight. Most of the people were wearing their masks like a sack hammock, like it was stretched out and down around their nutsack. Like, what? Are celebrities... Are they like an endangered species? They have a lowered immune system? They have problems with their T-cell counts? Like, are they like John Travolta in that Boy in the Plastic Bubble movie? Like, what's going on? Like, what?
I like the idea that the red carpet would be like, who are you wearing? Oh, tonight I'm wearing formal Walter White.
That's right.
Pretty.
I'm wearing hefty.
Yeah.
By the way, they're all wearing the outfit that college wrestlers wear before they weigh in. like they're literally sweating off the pounds before they go on. But you know what? This would be good if there was a red carpet. Like if you put on the full hefty bag tuxedo. And by the way, if there was ever a time to wear fur, now is the time. Because when one of those PETA assholes threw the paintballs at you, you'd go, how do you like me now, bitch? I'm wearing a fucking garbage bag. It's a long way to go for a joke. I do admit that. So I had an email with Jimmy and before, like in the airport, and you know the best. I'll tell you the best. If you've done a few award shows, like I've been with Jimmy for the Emmys and a couple of Oscars and all this kind of shit, and I know how it goes. And so the Friday before the Emmys or before the Oscars or whatever, it's just total clusterfuck crunch time. Like that's where you're sifting through all the jokes, and it's just like you're trying to get everything together, and it's such a pressure cooker at this point. I remember, I think Jimmy was hosting. Did he host like the Block? I think I hosted like the Blockbuster Music Awards or something like that, or the Blockbuster Video Awards or something in like a former life. But I think Jimmy did one of those music award shows, and it was like Dick Clark had put the thing on, and it was Dick Clark as he was getting into his waning years, you know? And I knew Dick Clark had like lost a step because we had this weird little sort of corral set up like right by the stage. So the way these award shows used to work, if somebody came up and like Kanye West, jumped up on stage and grabbed Taylor Swift's Grammy or something like that, as the host, you'd have to say something. You'd have to have a joke when you went back out there. And obviously you wouldn't anticipate that. So there was this weird little room with like the black duvetine. They made a little corral back there, and the joke writers would be like, oh shit, this just happened with the acceptance speech. Like, here's a joke. Like, why don't you say this? Like, here's to be writing jokes feverishly. And Jimmy was out of this little corral, and I was sitting in there writing jokes, and Dick Clark threw the curtain open, and he looked at me, and he went, Jimmy, get back out there. And I was like, all right, but I'm dropping N-bombs. And I'm like... And I realized I think Dick had lost a step at that point because he pointed at me to go back out on stage. So, sorry, Gina, where were we?
Well, let's stick with celebrities for a second because a $6 crown has made some history. The Notorious B.I.G.'s famed King of New York crown got sold at auction for a lot more than it was purchased for, which was $6. The headpiece Biggie wore in his iconic final photo shoot in 1997 just got sold off in a Sotheby's auction. And I know you and TMZ are married, Adam, so you probably already know the number. But would anyone like to guess what it sold for? This is a plastic $6 crown that was purchased off the street before the photo shoot.
Did the painting of one of the angry pigs come with it? I'm not sure that that's a good flattering photo of Biggie.
Well,
look,
I'll tell you.
Look, it looks a little bit like it. You all thought so.
I'll tell you that the photo almost didn't happen because Diddy didn't like it because he said it made him look like Burger King.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
what did it sell for?
It's not the same crown.
I wish somebody had shot the Burger King in 1998, or whenever he was shot. I did not see this on TMZ, so I don't know what happened. I watch the show religiously, so I did not see this. Somebody just shouted out 80 grand, so I'm going with 80 grand. What do you guys think?
I was thinking a little lower, 50K.
50?
I have to bow out. I actually know.
What's that?
Okay.
I actually know.
Oh, you
You're
do know?
accusing yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was a dignified thing to do.
Yeah.
You guys are so low on this. It ended up going for $594,000. Oh, and $750. So almost $600,000 for that thing.
Wow. No goddamn idea it'd be worth that much. But
the economy is fine. Everybody can be quiet. We have plenty of money.
Did they ever figure out who shot him, or was it like some LAPD guy and there was some sort of weird story, right? There was a whole conspiracy, right?
Yeah, they don't know any of, they haven't solved any mysteries of him or Tupac.
You guys, he was shot at the Peterson Automotive Museum. I remember, I'm a car guy, so I remember hearing that. I was like, they're like, Biggie Smalls is dead. I was like, are the cars okay? As a guy who's not that into rap, who's into vintage cars, of course I had my concerns.
Sure.
To John's dad's El Camino, was it hit?
Were the kids in it?
But anyone who knows Los Angeles, that is smack dab in the middle of the Miracle Mile and Wilshire Boulevard. There's not a good way to escape.
How do you get away?
Yeah, I know. You could get to the 10 freeway. It would take you a little bit of time. It seems like a very catchable place to commit a crime. It is not, the desert outside of Vegas, 1957. This is right in the middle of Los Angeles. Now, if that crime happened today, there'd be tons of video footage, right? All the surveillance stuff, Ring doorbell cameras, blah, blah, blah. We would see the assailant, the car. We never did solve that one, right?
No, and I've listened to multiple podcasts, and the big reveal at the end is these podcasts don't go anywhere. So I think that we are still up in the air about that one. And Tupac, don't forget.
I used to get suckered into that stuff, too, the ones... going in that they never solved the crime, right, but you still listen to the whole thing. When I was a kid, it'd be like, hi, I'm Leonard Nimoy. The Loch Ness Monster, true or false? Tonight, we blow the lid off the cover of the Loch Ness Monster. And I'd be like, okay, good, finally. We're gonna see the Loch Ness Monster. And then if they'd get to the end, it'd be like, hi, I'm Leonard Nimoy. You decide what's real and what's... It's like, what? I decide? I just invested 56 minutes of my fucking life into this fiasco. Now I got to decide?
Did you see the story that there were 7 people still this year that have seen the Loch Ness Monster? We don't have the technology now to have gone through that lake over the last 1,500 years. to go down and go, it's not real.
We
But
don't have
7
sonar.
people have still reported it.
Can you
It's
imagine?
driftwood.
The Loch Ness Monster was probably 65% of my childhood. Like, is there or isn't there? We have a grainy black and white footage of is that doctor? Could you imagine me trying to get my 14-year-old kids into the Loch Ness Monster? Like, hey, there's this body of water in Europe, and there's this thing that may be a dinosaur that could live in it. And be like, fuck off, old man. I'm playing Fortnite.
Like they don't have camera phones in Scotland yet that can
Right.
get something better than a 1950s grainy
There's
shot.
literally the one shot from 1957 of the Loch Ness Monster. There is no... Chris, is there an updated shot of the Loch Ness Monster? I don't...
Have you been to the lake?
No.
Yeah, the answer is no.
No, and there's... all we had was Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and then there was like this thing of like, were the pyramids built by aliens?
I fall for that one.
And then they would show like a painting from the day, but it's a stick figure, and the head was round. It's like, could this have been a helmet? It's like, it could have been a helmet, or maybe the guy who drew it was fucking high. We'll never know, Leonard Nimoy. God, he's dead.
Whatever happened to the abominable snowman?
That's real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture that you've seen it's from 1934 and it's a hoax.
Oh, it's a hoax?
Yeah.
You don't say.
What? It's
Yeah.
a hoax?
That one from
Explain
1934.
yourself.
I know, look, for many years it was believed to be real.
The Loch Ness Monster is gone. The Loch Ness Monster didn't have a second name. The Abominable Snowman had Yeti,
Yeti,
right?
yeah.
And then Bigfoot had
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch, right?
Yeah.
Right. And
Do you know there are people that are alive now, like present day adults, that go squatching?
No, I did
They
not know.
they'll
Wasn't
take
that
a
the
long
homeless
weekend.
lady thing?
No, squatching, that's when you shit in the woods.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, don't get that confused with splotching, which is when you sit in like a tub of pudding naked and men pay you. I wouldn't know. You can take a long weekend off, like, from your job in the Pacific Northwest and go squatching, which is to look for Sasquatch. So that's still currently happening.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I do remember very clearly when the $6 million man had to fight Bigfoot. Like that was appointment viewing when you had only 3 TV channels and no fucking life whatsoever. Like, Lee Majors is going to fight a slightly bigger dude with a wig on. This is going to be awesome. Yes.
Has anything aged worse than the $6 million man? That's a knee replacement, like a 3-day hospital stay.
I know. The $6 million man. I know.
Even as a 6-year-old, I was disappointed because you could see the zipper on the suit
Yes.
of the thing. Like they had to shoot around it. You could see it.
I was laughing with Dr. Drew. I can't remember if we were talking about this, but the $6 million man crashed in experimental aircraft, and it was an actual aircraft that crashed. It was like an experimental Delta Wing, whatever, crashed when it was landing at Edwards Air Force Base or whatever. That story is true. The pilot of that experimental aircraft lost 2 limbs and was burned and jacked up and everything, and they made the $6 million man. Now, there was the $6 million man, and then they spun it off into the Bionic Woman, who was, her deal is she had a parachuting accident, and that's why, and then later on, they had the Bionic Dog, which was like a German Shepherd. Her dog, the Bionic Woman's dog, was a German Shepherd who also had all their limbs removed. And I remember being 13 and someone's like, how did she get a bionic dog? And I was like, chute didn't open. She actually... Well, what else was there? I don't know. Her chute didn't open, and I guess the dog chute didn't open.
I love how they gave him the value, $6 million man, and then Bionic Woman. They didn't even do the 72% less thing. They didn't do the pay gap.
Oh,
They just said bionic woman. She has no value.
In 1978, there's a guy smoking going, well, I don't get what's wrong with bionic bitch. Why is that? Chet, it's called alliteration. Bionic woman? I don't think so.
She didn't have to wear a bra if she doesn't want to. We understand.
Yes. She got into a skydiving accident, and that's why she had her shit all fixed up. All right, Gina, let's do one more.
You got it. Well, I know people are imbibing, having a good time, and far be it from me not to give you all your choices. So in case you haven't heard, Taco Bell Canada is debuting a custom wine called, Brian, get ready to just puke in your shoe, Jalapeno Noir.
It's not bad.
It's a wine for customers in select cities around Canada. It is not cheap, $25 a bottle, but the reason they put it out is they want it to go with their toasted cheesy chalupa. They say, together, the duo is irresistible. The rich taste and crunchy texture of the beloved toasty cheesy chalupa complements notes of wild strawberry, cherry, and beetroot in this silky limited edition red wine.
Yeah, so here's the thing, Taco Bell. First off, you're Taco Bell. You don't need to make dessert. Every 6 years they roll out a dessert.
Yeah.
What is this dessert? These are broken taco shells that we put cinnamon on. Okay, you're just trying to repurpose taco shells at this point. Like you're trying to sell us fucking surplus taco shells. You're not allowed to do dessert. You're not allowed to do wine. That's the whole thing. Like what? At some point, like, oh, Taco Bell, yes, we've launched a new birth control. This is a new form of birth control. It's a tostada that you put in front of your coos that can't be penetrated. Like, you're Taco Bell. Stay in your lane. Do Taco Bell. You're not allowed to do dessert. You're not allowed to do wine. And Pizza Hut, if you're listening, you don't get to do fucking dessert either. That's like, oh, we have a brownie pizza. No, that's not dessert. You can't do dessert. And you can't do booze. Brian?
Speaking of pizza, the Taco Bell fans are ripshit pissed because they announced no more Mexican pizza.
That's right.
No more what?
No
Mexican pizza.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's racist?
R.I.P.
That's racist, yeah.
It's too I didn't know. I've been ordering that for years. I had no fucking idea it was that bad. I'm sorry.
All right, Gina. Do we bring it home?
We'll bring it home right now. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina. That was the news with Gina Grad.